What's good, family? It's me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the awesome and amazing LDBC, Lions Den Boxing community. Before we go any further in the video, if you're feeling it, like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section, subscribe to the channel. Also, click the notification uh, bell so you could be alerted anytime I post any new videos. This particular video is about Devin the Dream Haney and Vasil High-Tech Lomachenko. Their supposed undisputed showdown that's supposed to be in May. The issue with this particular situation is supposedly they're in negotiations. And at this point, it seems as if nothing is really signed. The fight isn't official. So based on Loma's track record in terms of dealing with Devin Haney, I kind of feel like Loma is going to duck Devin Haney again. Now, in a negotiation, when you're negotiating something, you have to have some type of leverage. In addition to that, it should be some sort of back and forth. Well, hey, I want this, you want that, and we negotiate and bargain from that point, from that standpoint. But it seems like Bob Arum and Vasil Lomachenko, it seems as if they're trying to get every competitive advantage in regards to this upcoming fight in May. Now, let's just go all the way back with Loma. Because at one point in 2017, ESPN had him ranked #1 pound for pound over Andre Ward. And he didn't even have 10 fights. And he had one unavenged loss on his record. So, despite what anybody may tell me, what any of these pundits and these old media guys say about Loma, I don't care what nobody say. In my opinion, Vasil High-Tech Lomachenko is a hype job and he's overrated. You mean to tell me he was ranked #1 pound for pound over Andre Ward and he had one unavenged loss on his record to Orlando Salido and he had less than 10 fights? Less than 10 fights, one unavenged loss, and he's ranked #1 pound for pound. That is absolutely ridiculous in my estimation. And to kind of make matters worse, leading up to his fight with Teofimo Lopez, Bob Arum had the nerve and audacity to say that from a technical standpoint, Loma was the best fighter that he had seen since early Muhammad Ali. Now, Bob Arum has been a boxing promoter for years. You know, he's been a promoter for a lot of the greatest fighters in history, like Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather Jr. I mean, it's just to name a few fighters. So for him to say that from a technical standpoint, Loma was the best boxer from a technical standpoint that he's seen since early Muhammad Ali is ridiculous. So ESPN and Bob Arum has done everything they could to hype Loma, to push Loma, to market him. But even with all that being said, he is not a pay-per-view draw. He's not an all-time great the way they would make you think he is. He's none of what they try to push him to be. So that's why, in my opinion, in my estimation, he's a hype job. He's overrated. He's not a great fighter. He's good at best. So to spin it forward to this situation with Devin Haney, when Loma beat Luke Campbell, he got just about all the belts, and Devin Haney was ranked #1 by the WBC. So instead of fighting Devin Haney, essentially what he did was duck Devin Haney and apply for the franchise title. So he had the franchise title, WBC franchise belt, and he had all the other belts. So in all actuality, he wasn't undisputed. Now, at this point, Devin Haney is undisputed. But yet, and still, Loma is doing everything he could to get every competitive advantage going into this particular fight for undisputed. Now, we know that Devin Haney is having an extremely difficult time making 130. I mean, at this point, I think he's outgrown the weight division. And his rematch with George Kambosos, I mean, he looked at the weigh and he looked extremely drained to me. So, to me, he's having an extremely difficult time making 135. I think it's going to get to the point where if he's at 135 too much longer, it's going to become unhealthy, him just draining himself to make that particular weight. So Devin Haney is a practicing Muslim, all right? And Ramadan is from April to May, from my understanding. So Devin Haney wanted to fight in March. Of course, Lomachenko, he doesn't want to fight in March. He wants to fight in April, from what I understood. And I guess that was unrealistic because that's in the midst of Ramadan. So let's fight in May. All right. So they won't fight. Loma want to fight in May. Devin agreed to that. So now, from my understanding, Loma wants more money. Now, I don't understand how he has all these unrealistic and ridiculous demands when, in this particular instance, Devin Haney is the undisputed champion. I mean, it's already bad enough that he had to take a ridiculous, lopsided deal to get a shot just to become undisputed champion with George Kambosos, where he had to go to Australia and beat him. And then, even in the rematch, he would have to take the short money and be the B-side and go back to Australia and beat him again. So, at this point, to me, I feel like Devin Haney has had to sacrifice too much just to get in a position to be the undisputed champion. And even now that he's the undisputed champion, individuals like Loma, they're just trying to price themselves out so they don't have to fight him. So, despite what people might say or people might think, I think, even though they're negotiating, I think Loma is just setting the situation up just so he could duck Devin Haney because he really doesn't want any smoke. He didn't want to fight him initially when Devin Haney was the #1 contender for the WBC title. That's why he became the franchise champion. And at this point, even though Devin Haney is the undisputed champion, it still seems as if nobody really truly wants to fight him, Vasil High-Tech Lomachenko included. So it's ridiculous how this man is the undisputed champion, and he really got to run behind and chase fighters to fight him, even the best fighters in the division. So we'll see how things play out. I don't think Loma is going to take the fight, me personally. I think he's going to do everything he could to price himself out so he doesn't have to fight Devin Haney. And the ironic thing about it is everybody's saying that all these belts at 135 mean nothing. Anytime you got someone like Bernard Hopkins, who's one of the greatest, if not arguably the greatest middleweight champion of all time, for him to say, I know Ryan Garcia is their guy on Golden Boy, but for him to say the belts mean nothing, it's like, that's ridiculous, Bernard Hopkins. Basically, when you say that several months ago, you diminish your own legacy as a middleweight champion. But I'll be willing to bet as soon as Devin Haney moves up to 140, moves up to junior welterweight, all those belts that are meaningless right now, supposedly I'll be willing to bet my bottom dollar that all of these fighters, Tank, Ryan Garcia, Loma, they're going to be scrambling to collect every belt that Devin Haney drops when he moves up to 140. So, from where I'm sitting, all Loma is going to do is just duck Devin Haney. He's just setting his whole situation up. Supposedly they're still in negotiations. Bob Arum kept saying the fight is close to done. It's just about done. But I'll believe it when I see it. So that's it for this video. If you like the video, like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, click the notification bell so you can be alerted anytime I post any new videos. Y'all have a blessed and phenomenal evening. I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace and blessings.